Tell us a little bit more about this settlement.
Good morning to you and your viewers. What happens is that settlement came about from the intervention by CCMA last 2 weeks, at which CCMA has convened a facilitation in terms of Section 150 of Labour Relations Act number 66 of 1995 as amended, at which parties had to convene and try to forge an agreement.
Yeah.
So it did happen that out of that process, we came out with a recommended settlement from the CCMA.
And what was, what was that
yeah.
recommended settlement, Mr. Soetsane?
A recommended settlement was 8.5% in 2014 and 8.5% in 2015.
And what was your initial demand?
Our initial demand was 8.75 on wages for both years.
So you got very close and then you accepted?
Yeah, we really appreciated the fact that we managed to go as closer as 8.5%. In fact, it was a victory to our members.
Now, at the time the strike commenced, how much were the employers offering at that point in time?
At that point in time, the employers were offering a total labor cost wage of 7%.
Mm-hmm. And what was it that pushed them to get to 8.5? Do you know?
You see, we believe that the power of the employees and the members of the union to decide on embarking on an industrial action, I mean, that was the only weapon that the union could use, because we had no any other options other than to go to the streets.
Mm-hmm. Have you signed the full wage agreement as yet, and have the workers returned to work?
Yeah, our members has returned to work effectively from yesterday, and we are expecting them to go to work until the end of this week. As for the signing of an agreement, we are expected to have the agreement signed no later than Friday this week.
Now, a question that everybody asks normally when a strike, when workers embark on strikes: are strikes the very last resort for unions such as yourself to resolve wage disputes?
Yeah, in cases like the one we had in the cotton subsector, the strike was a necessary tool to use in order for us to achieve what we believed is reasonable and fair to our members.
Now, many also say that your proposed bargaining council seeks to destroy the textile industry. What's your take on that?
Oh no, that is not an intention at all. As the trade union, we are very supportive in terms of the establishment of bargaining councils and empowering them and so forth. But at the same time, we cannot allow a situation whereby our members will be given an increase which is unreasonable and unfair, given the situation of our inflation in South Africa.
Will this make negotiation maybe easier between workers and management then?
Oh yes, we ensured as a union that whilst we engage on the negotiations and on the strike, the consequences of the strike must not try to get on the way of the relations between our members and their employers.
Mm-hmm. So for the next 3 years, you are tied up into this agreement?
The agreement is for 2 years.
Oh, for 2 years, okay. Now, the strike that you embarked upon, was it legally protected in terms of the provisions of the Labour Relations Act?
Absolutely protected.
Mm-hmm. Moving forward now, relations between the workers and management, do you think they'll be sort of coming together and shaking hands and smiles all over the place?
Yeah, we should be, because the action that the workers embarked on was as a result of the outcome of the wage negotiations at which we had with the employers. So basically, there's no love lost between our members and their employers.
Mr. Soetsane, thank you so much for your time. That was SACTWU's National Coordinator, Christopher Soetsane, joining us from our Bloemfontein studios. Now, with the Ebola virus now claiming victims in 4